The vacuum therapy system is a way to sort of bypass some of those inhibitors that you're having. And so I do think that it's potentially a great tool for you to use, but we've just got to move past the mindset again that things just are going to happen as quickly as they did when you were younger. You're trying to bypass some of the challenges that you're facing physiologically, maybe even emotionally, by using the vacuum therapy system. This is a discipline. You're engaging in a practice or a discipline that will help you do by direct effort right now what you cannot currently do by direct effort. So if in the future you want to achieve an erection that is quick, in the moment, but you're not able to do that right now, you've got to begin to engage in certain behaviors using this device therapy system that will help you just build toward that. I want you to imagine that you wanted to bench press 180 pounds 5 times. If you're able to do that right now with no effort, that's great. But most people, it would take some building up to that. So you might start with a 45-pound Olympic barbell, empty barbell, and start lifting that. And then you would build up, and eventually you're adding bumper plates on, you're at 95 pounds, and you're building up toward that. Or if I said to you, hey, I need you to rebuild the engine on my car. Could you do that right now? Some of you could, and that's awesome. Most of us couldn't. But in order to be able to, in the moment, or however long it takes to rebuild an engine on a car, you've got to begin to acclimate to what that would take. Where are the manuals? Where's the coaching? Where's a mentor? What can I do step by step to get me to that place that if in 5 years you said to me, I need you to rebuild this engine, I would know what to do naturally. So you're trying to do something currently naturally that will help you ultimately do what you cannot currently do naturally. So if your goal is to build an erection, you are using this to build that practice, to build that discipline, and take this one step at a time. And I think one of the most important things you can do when you're using this, when you're first getting started, is start slow and celebrate the gains. So if it were me, I would say, begin the first time you're practicing that 15-minute session. And if you're able to get that penis drawn in and not have that dam happen, so you're building it, you're kind of getting in there, and then you're using the release valve, not breaking the vacuum seal, and you're backing off, resting, and you're building another. It's sort of a semi-erection. It's getting there. Keep in mind, you've got tissue that may not have been in an erect state for quite some time. There may be atrophy, disuse, and think about you. If you were your penis and you're being drawn into this thing, that whole part of your anatomy is saying, what is going on? What are we supposed to do here? And you're reawakening that tissue. So you have to look at it that way, that you are, again, building something. You're reintroducing certain tissues and veins and arteries and a lot of pieces of that anatomy. You're trying to reacclimate them to an erection, and it's going to take time. It's not like it's just going to wake up and be able to hit a home run for you. It's just a slow process, and you're engaging in disciplines to get you from where you are now to where you ultimately want to be. So step 1 is to take your time, slow down the process. Number 2 is to engage in the process, to practice, to discipline yourself and move from where you are now to where you ultimately want to be. And the final part of the solution, especially about getting the penis beyond this initial part of the cylinder, is to use the tools at your disposal. The first one is this water-based lubricant. It is such a big part of this process. I don't know if you can over lubricate, but I know when I first started using the device and understanding it, I under lubricated. And so what would often happen for me is I would catch here on the bottom of the cylinder, and it would just sort of curl and not be able to push past that because just friction, and friction is caused if I don't have ample lubrication. So water-based lubricant is a big part of the success with this. And then the next part is to recognize, when you get one of these, this is the wrong way to start. Can you imagine? So you've got this, or imagine that you've got a battery operated pump and you press the button. What you don't want is a what you want is a rest. 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 Keep the vacuum seal. Rest. Slow it down. I'd rather ease into it than have to back off from it. And the same thing here. Rather than that's too much. Just give it a little, get the hand right. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Keep that vacuum seal. And in all of the devices, if you get too aggressive, you're feeling discomfort, remember you've always got this release valve. Use this if you can. If you have to break the seal and start again. But just remember, nice and easy, slow. And then I would say, one of the challenges that at the beginning I talked about was, take your time. You're trying to get blood from the heart to the penis. It's not moving at a rapid pace. You got to slow it down and let it get in there. Get in there. You got 3 caverns in your penis, the entirety of the penis that want to fill with that blood. So just take your time, let it get in there. Rest, keep the vacuum seal, and then pump again. Rest, keep the seal, and then pump again. And even there, I went too fast, so slow down. And then I want to introduce you to just a very simple tool that might help. If you're finding that you're getting caught on the bottom here, you really want to get to a point where your penis is in the center of the cylinder so that you're not being bogged down here on the bottom, you're right in the middle. One of the ways to do that is how you position the cylinder when you're first getting started. The best word I can think of is to straddle the cylinder so that you're, and another, not the perfect word, but to dangle right down here in the middle. Get a vacuum seal, but keep your penis right in the middle rather than on the bottom or the top. You want to stay right in the middle so that if it does expand, it's expanding symmetrically and it's not catching on one part of the cylinder or the other. But another one that might help is this scrotal shield. So imagine that this is surrounding your penis. You get your penis inside here, create the vacuum seal, but you can see that your penis is in the middle naturally by the scrotal shield. So I'll link to that at timmedical.com. You can pick one of these up, but it might help you as well. So all of this, I hope it helps. Take your time. Recognize that this is a discipline. You're practicing, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. It's not going to happen immediately. It may take weeks. For some of you, if those nerves are trying to recover post-surgery, it may take longer, depending on how your erectile function was before your surgery. But just don't rush this. This is a big deal and it's important to you. It's important to me. So don't rush it. And then finally, use the tools you need to succeed. And if you have questions, again, email us at education@timmedical.com and we'll do everything we can to help.